Shalom, we're here outside of the Prime Minister's office in Warsaw, Poland. The Prime Minister invited Israeli journalists here because it was so important for him to explain the last legislation regarding the Holocaust. Let's hear our interview with the Polish Prime Minister. Shalom, thank you first of all for having us here. You invited the journalists to really clarify. But people see the headlines, but what would be your message to the Holocaust survivors? For them, some of them don't even understand the headlines at this point. What is your main message to them?
Thanks for having me, Shalom. For all those who survived, I would like to have one message. We are fighting here for the absolute truth and for historical truth. And it would be offending to survivors of Holocaust to mix perpetrators with victims. And this is what was happening in Poland over the last 25 years, or over the last 75 years. But the first 45 years after the Second World War, we were not happy enough, as Israel was, to be an independent state. We did not have independence, and communists did nasty things, even to Jews in 1968. But these were not Poles, these were communists. In 1989, when we have regained our independence, we were weak enough and not wise enough to really fight for this truth. But as they say, better late than never, and we are starting today. And the only thing I would like to highlight to all the survivors that we do not want to cover up any truth.
But what would happen if even that's the facts, that everything's right? You'd see anti-Semitism that would be increasing, in wake of this. Maybe they don't understand what you're trying to say, but people will feel a different feeling in the air, and then anti-Semitism will increase following this.
I hope it won't be the case. In Poland, the level of anti-Semitism is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, in Europe. When you see different actions like boycott Israeli products or boycott, disinvest, or sanctions on Israel across Europe, across France, Germany, Italy, or Spain, or the United Kingdom, you could really tell the difference between what is happening in Poland, where even the small waves of anti-Semitism are really not dangerous. And by the way, if they are there, and they are there, we would like to completely erase them, completely to fight with them, and this is what my government will be doing.
Last question. We're here, and one of the things that you're emphasizing is that we have been talking about this for 2 years. Israel, the state of Israel, the government of Israel, it's too late to wake up now.
Well, in diplomacy, between two different parties which have goodwill, you may say it's never too late, because I believe that even if the legislation is passed, if there are provisions or articles to be clarified, if there are provisions which for some of our friends and brothers and sisters in Israel or in Poland or all over the world are unclear, we would like to clarify them, and there are ways in the Polish procedure to clarify them even now.
But you are criticizing the fact that for 2 years nothing has happened, right?
Well, my honest reply is that I'm not so completely clear what has happened during those 2 years. But yes, for 2 years the bill was known. The bill was known also to the Israeli embassy. So, but I'm not going to blame anybody. Probably this was lots of misunderstanding between two parties.
Okay, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much.